This video is going to cover file naming and creation guidelines. Files can be named in many different ways. There are a few basic guidelines to follow with any file names. First and foremost, is do not put any dates in the file names. Make sure that your file names make sense for your file, that they're understandable for your end user, and that basically they're just clean file names. The example here you can see is for Student Code of Conduct. It's called University of Nebraska at Kearney Student Code of Conduct. Pretty straightforward, pretty understandable. Could probably be a little shorter, maybe just Student Code of Conduct. The nice thing is, if I wanted to update this with a new version next year, I could simply go to the edit screen for the file, browse for the new file, and put that in, and it would replace this existing one with the same file name, but with updated content. So you don't have any issues with it not coming up in the search or multiple files or anything like that. An example of how not to name something can be seen here. This happens to be a page called Move In Spring 2016. So first and foremost, there's a date in it. Second, there's also spring, which also dates it, besides actually using the year. With this, if you name something in this fashion, it's only good for the content for that time period. Once that time period passes, you can't really reuse the page. You could change the content on the page, but then your content's not going to match the file name anymore, because it would be fall 2016 is the content, but the file name says spring. So you're really left with either having that mismatch or creating a new page every time if you name this way. In this case, I would have just named this page Move In without any of the spring or the 2016 dating. Then you just update the content to match for your upcoming one or most recent one. And this would help with your search engine results, because now the page doesn't have to be re-indexed because it's not a new page every time. So the same page would be out there every time. The content of it would be updated, which search engines look for. They look for the more frequently you update the content of a page, the higher it's going to appear in the results. So that also helps in that standpoint. It also keeps this from getting too cluttered and confusing. As you can see, we've got 3 pages with the same information that may have outdated files on them, outdated dates, so it can cause a lot of problems. We also have it put in the menu with the date. Well, now we have to go in and update that, not just what's read here, but also where it links to every time. If we just kept the page the same as Move In, all we'd have to update is the content on the page, and we'd never have to touch this or anything else over here, just the content of the existing page.